a modern skyline framed by golden sands, where shimmering towers of steel and glass reflect not just sunlight, but the friction of regional power plays. And now, beneath that skyline, a diplomatic motorcade threads its way through the capital, carrying a message, a warning, and a man tasked with both. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has arrived. He lands not during calm, but crisis, a calculated mission in the wake of a stunning breach of international protocol, an Israeli strike on Qatari soil, a strike that targeted leaders of Hamas, a group both sanctioned and spoken to, depending on the continent. It's been exactly 1 week. The world still debates the legality. Qatar calls it a violation. Israel calls it a necessity. And Washington sent Marco Rubio. Under President Donald J. Trump's second administration, Rubio has emerged as one of the most visible faces of American foreign policy, known for his hardline stance on Iran, unwavering support for Israel, and a deep skepticism of Palestinian militant groups. But here in Doha, his mission is more complex. He is not just here to project strength. He is here to manage fallout. Disembarking alongside his wife, Jeanette Dosdebe Rubio, the secretary steps onto the tarmac of a nation that has hosted both American generals and Hamas negotiators, often in the same month. There is no red carpet, no public statement, only the choreography of real diplomacy, quick movements, private meetings, and no unnecessary words. Qatar has always been a paradox, an ally of the United States, hosting Al Udeid Air Base, the largest American military installation in the region, and simultaneously a financial and political patron of Hamas and other Islamist groups. For years, this balance served everyone. Washington had a willing partner. Doha had international clout. Hamas had an address. But now the rules have changed. The Israeli strike in Doha was not just a military action. It was a message. That message, nowhere is truly safe. Qatar was humiliated, its sovereignty questioned, its role as regional mediator undermined, and into that fray steps Marco Rubio, with one foot in Tel Aviv, the other in Doha, and the weight of the White House behind him. President Trump's foreign policy, as always, is direct. His administration has made it clear Israel has the right to defend itself, but Qatar remains a partner of strategic importance. Rubio's job is to ensure both pillars stand, even if they pull in different directions. Behind closed doors, Rubio meets with Qatari officials, including the Emir and Foreign Minister, pressing for reassurances. Reassurances that Hamas leadership will be contained, monitored, and, if possible, relocated. Reassurances that Qatari funding won't be used, directly or indirectly, to finance further conflict in Gaza. But Doha is not easily swayed. For the Qataris, the Palestinian cause is a core pillar of foreign policy and of domestic legitimacy. They've hosted Hamas since 2012, offering shelter to its exiled leadership and facilitating ceasefire talks that no one else could. To shut that door entirely, it would be to erase a decade of diplomatic leverage. Rubio knows this, and so he does not demand, he signals, no press conference, no condemnation, just presence. Rubio's mere arrival is the message that the United States, under Trump, is paying close attention, that future cooperation is not guaranteed, but conditional, that the lines have moved. Across the city, normal life continues. Markets open, prayers are said. Businessmen in pressed white thobes sip coffee beneath glass chandeliers. But beneath the calm, the city vibrates with unease. An attack in the heart of Doha is not easily forgotten, nor ignored. In Washington, the strike has stirred debate. Some within the Trump administration quietly support it, viewing it as a necessary blow to terrorist leadership. Others fear it sets a dangerous precedent, inviting further escalation, possibly even within other Gulf capitals. Rubio walks this line carefully. His Senate career was defined by clarity against Iran, against Hamas, against appeasement. But as Secretary of State, clarity is a luxury. Now he must be strategic. He must reassure Qatar without undermining Israel. He must speak for a president who speaks often and boldly without letting diplomacy unravel at the seams. In Gaza, the aftermath of the strike continues. Reports suggest senior Hamas operatives were killed, others injured, families displaced. Retaliation is expected, perhaps not immediately, but inevitably. In Israel, the mood is defiant. Prime Minister Ben Gvir, emboldened by American silence, promises more strikes if intelligence warrants it. No safe haven, he says, not in Gaza, not in Qatar, not anywhere. And in Qatar, a silent calculation begins. Can it continue to play both sides, or must it choose? Rubio's meetings reportedly included not just talks about Hamas, but Iran, energy cooperation, and regional defense. Under Trump, the US is reinvesting in the Middle East, seeking to counter growing Chinese and Russian influence. Qatar, wealthy and well-positioned, is a linchpin. It cannot afford to drift too far from Washington, but neither can it abandon the causes that give it regional influence. So here lies the paradox. Rubio is asking Qatar to act like an ally, but allies in this region often walk very different paths. For now, the balance holds. Rubio's wife remains largely out of public view, attending closed-door receptions, but offering no public statements. A reflection of the low-profile nature of this visit, a high-stakes trip without headlines. As sunset falls over Doha's towers, the call to prayer rolls through the city, the echo of tradition against a backdrop of geopolitics. The skyline glows, the diplomats retreat, the cameras fade, but the message lingers. Rubio's presence was not ceremonial, it was strategic, it was calculated, it was deliberate, and it signals a new phase in US foreign policy under President Trump's second term, one that will demand more from allies, tolerate less ambiguity, and expect swift alignment with American interests. Qatar has a choice to make, quietly, carefully. It can maintain its role as the region's indispensable mediator, but only if it convinces Washington that this role no longer means sheltering militants. Rubio's visit may not produce an agreement. It may not even produce a statement, but it will produce momentum, because in diplomacy, especially Trump-era diplomacy, optics matter less than impact, and impact is made through presence. Rubio has made his presence known. Now it's Qatar's move.